Hey yogis, welcome to Yoga with Lani. Today we're going to be doing a fun movement gently class that makes us feel good and makes us feel happy. And I'll invite you to use the strap today. So there is a link down below about where you can buy this strap. Just helps keeps the stretching. Put that to the side for now. We'll start standing on the mat, feet wide, and we're just gonna have some little jumps because when we move our body, right, check it out. I always like to remind this when I'm cueing like high energy poses and handstands and all these strength moves. If I were about to enter into a handstand and I was like, oh, here I go, I'm pretty tired, don't know if I can do this right now, I would really suck at it because in my head, what's coming through my body language, my voice, my tone, the way that I'm moving and standing is that I don't believe in myself, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, and it's going to suck. And that's going to happen because what we say, the way we move our body, that just creates the pattern for everything. So if we say that we don't want to do it, if we're thinking we don't want to do it, if we act like we don't want to do it, it's going to suck. So we're going to use our body to shift all that. Like we can do these little movements in our body that are super fun and make us feel really happy and excited. So we're going to start there. Feet wide, and we're just going to jump. Let the arms just go. You don't have to be professional at yoga to do this. Anyone can do it. And it's like when you're little. Remember when you jump around and you move? And it's like on a trampoline. You can do side to sides if you want. Let the arms just go. And I want you to add some sound and some breath. So just getting a little bit louder with the breath. Play with short ones, longer ones. We're just getting some blood to the muscles, lifting up our energy, feeling our body. Now we're going to add the hands. Just going to go for a little bit of kind of a stomping. So a little stronger feet. Hands, add in that sound. Good. 5 more. Good. Arms up. Exhale, fold. You can feel the body. Inhale, half lift. I'm just going to come to the side so we're a little bit more on the same point. And on the exhale, slowly step the left foot back into a lunge. Hand to the knee. We can feel our body. The heart might be pounding. Relax the shoulders. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. Breathe in. And 1. And hands to the floor. Inhale, step it forward. Exhale, send it back, nice and slow. Lower back foot to the floor, lower back knee. Hands come to the knee. Relax the shoulders. Out through the mouth. Breathe in. 3 more. 2. And 1. Hands to the floor. Let's come back to tabletop position. And we'll just slide the right arm underneath, shoulder to mat, cheek to mat, hips to sky. You can straighten the left arm out if you'd like. If you want, you can lower the bum to the hips. Pull the right shoulder away from the ear and just breathe in there. So just those few minutes of jumping and making these noises that aren't planned that just come out and feeling our body and grounding our energy into the floor changes everything. So if we sat there with our shoulders slumped, crunching in between the eyes with that really worried look, thinking about all the things we don't have or that we haven't done, that's such a great formula to feel like shit. Congratulations. Good job. But if we just jump around and don't take stuff too seriously and feel our body and breathe and add the arms and move freely and have fun and live in the moment, changes everything. I know that we're so busy and it's really hard for us to put stuff into our daily life. And especially stuff that's going to quiet the mind. The mind's always going to fight to stay in charge and keep control of you. So there's going to be a lot of resistance there. We'll slowly switch. Arm forward, left arm comes across. But you can take those, that was probably 1 minute of fun. And there's no reason why every one of us doesn't have 1 minute. So next time you're feeling like turds, and you feel like blaming somebody for why we feel like crap, or we have all these excuses, or we're beating ourselves up, take 1 minute, say, I'm gonna have fun, jump around, breathe, feel your body, make some crazy noises, literally change the biochemistry of your body. That's why we feel so good when we move and dance. Depressed people, right? It's not a coincidence that we see them slumped, moving back, talking quiet, slow, sad look on their face. And then a happy person's moving forward, jumping, loud, excited, appreciative, grateful, alive. We start to change the way our body moves, and we change the way that we feel. It's freaking epic. And breathe into the left shoulder. Just loving all of it today. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. And 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. And we'll slowly come back to tabletop position. Let's tuck the toes and walk our hands all the way back to forward fold. Bend the legs as much as you need to. Cut myself shaving. Was in a hurry this morning. And shoulders away from the ears. So hands can stay to the floor. If you're feeling like you want a bit more shoulder stretch, interlace the hands behind the back. Maybe bend the arms and grab opposite elbows. Let's just make sure that there's a lot of space in the neck and the shoulders, and you don't need to be holding anything, so let the head go. A few more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. For 2, breathe in. Breathe out. And for 1, breathe in. Breathe out. And hands to the floor, and the inhale will slowly walk all the way forward. Let's come back down to the knees, and we'll come to sitting on the feet. Palms face up, drop the shoulders, close the eyes. Connecting back into the body, remembering what we focus on is connected directly to our emotions. If we're choosing to focus on all the negative stuff, guess what? That's how we're going to feel. So I'll just give you 2 breaths. Just change your focus, like turning one light switch off and another one on. Don't overthink it. No excuses. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Let's just turn the light switch off that makes us feel like poo and turn the light switch on, focusing on what we do have. What do makes us feel good and happy and loved. 1 more breath. Exhale. We'll ground hands toward the thighs. Blink the eyes open. And on the inhale, we'll lift up through the chest, looking up. And exhale, huge hollow. Make a big round curve. Inhale, look up, lift up, drop shoulders. Exhale, huge hollow, like our version of cat-cow. Inhale, keep it going. Lift chin. Exhale, hollow. 3 more. Breathe in and out. 2 in, out, and 1 in and out. Back to center, and we'll just drop right ear by right shoulder. So we don't need to lean all the way over. Keep hips over so we can come to the feet if that's a little bit, or to the bum rather, if that's a little bit more comfortable. You choose, sitting on a block, whatever works. Just go to the place that is most comfortable for you to sit. And we'll drop right ear to right shoulder. If you want a little bit more, go ahead and let the hand come on top of the head, so we're not crunching, just making the space. Chest is lifting up, shoulders are pulling down and softening behind the eyes. 3 more breaths from the belly. If you're not sure if you're breathing from the belly, bring left hand onto the belly. For 2. And for 1. And we'll slowly come back to center, and then just switch left ear, left shoulder. Keep the weight on the right side so we're not leaning. If you want a little bit more, bring hand on top. If you're not sure if you're breathing from the belly, bring right hand to the low part of the belly. Chest is lifting up, shoulders are pulling down. We don't want to be letting the shoulders be pulling together in front of the body. See if you can get any more softening around the jaw. Between the eyes, this is where we always wrinkle and hold. The front of the neck. 3 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. For 2. And for 1. We'll slowly lifting up, coming back to center, and we'll come all the way up to stand. Good. So we're going to add on from the jumps that we did at the beginning, but we're going to add arms in. We're going to change the way we feel by moving our body and getting blood to the muscles. Energy up, focus on the moment, giggling, smiling, doing what feels good. So we're just going to add arm circles. Yep. So if your boobs are really big, either wear 2 bras or jump a little bit smaller. Yeah, I don't have that problem. So arms, circle, breathe, out through the mouth. 10 more, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. See if you can go higher. 3, 2, 1, all the way up. Exhale, fold. Good, we'll come down to seated position. And let's open up into a straddle. So not going to a point that hurts, just nice and comfortable. Hands come forward, breathe in. And on the exhale, just a nice little gentle fold forward. So I'm pretty stretchy, so for me, my non-stretch is most people's super stretch. So you just take the point that feels good. You don't have to go forward at all. If you feel like sitting up straight is a good enough stretch, do that. You can also come to sitting on your block. Shoulders away from the ears. Keep the knees pulling up to the sky. Make sure the neck is nice and soft. And relax. Let's just do little half circles with the neck. Rolling the chin forward. A few more. For 3, 2, and 1. And back to center. So we'll come all the way to sitting up. Just come toward the right leg, yeah? So right hand to right leg, inhale, left arm up, and we'll just do a nice little side stretch. I want you to feel this in the low side of the left back. So if you're too arched, you won't be feeling it. Maybe if you're too forward. Find the little shift in degree where you can feel the stretch coming up the left side of the back. Breathe in and out. 4 more big belly breaths. In, out. 3, 2, and 1. And back to center, this time to the left, left hand by the side, right arm up and over. So we want to really connect to the low side, the low back on the right side. Upper right neck is nice and soft. Find that little degree. Sometimes it's just leaning forward a tad. You feel that stretch, knees and thighs to the sky. And we breathe from the belly, just not holding. You should never be too deep where you can't relax and sort of give yourself the permission to open up. 4 more breaths. From the belly for 3, 2, and 1. And on the inhale, we'll come back to center. So let's grab the strap. Legs come forward, get all the fleshy goodness out from underneath the bum. So we can use the strap to find our forward fold stretch. Yeah, I don't really need one. I'm pretty stretchy, but the strap is really, really helpful in getting you into that position where you don't have to feel like you're holding. Yeah, you don't ever want to constrict the breath or bring the shoulders up toward the ears. You've gone a little bit too far in that sense if you're dying to touch your toes because we think, oh, that's so good. I can't breathe. Hurts like hell, but check me out. I'm touching my toes. That's when we would just pull back a little bit. Use the strap. Let's go for 4 more breaths. Breathe in. And out. For 3, 2, and 1. And on the inhale, slowly lifting up, and we'll just scooch our bum forward, getting into our hips. Let's cross right ankle over left knee for figure 4. Layer 1, just hang out and press right hand into the knee if that's enough. Also make sure the chin is tucked and the shoulders are pressing down. Layer 2, come and grab underneath the thigh. We'll all flex the right foot. Layer 3, hands come underneath those knees. So we're pressing the right knee away from the right shoulder. I always like to cue the idea that out of every corner of the body, we're finding as much length from the inside out. So you know, this is a totally positive analogy. You know, when they used to torture people by stretching them to death, well, think of that in a loving, positive way and a good thing for your yoga practice. So from the inside out, I just feel this like juicy, incredible stretch. The left shoulder's to the left, the right one to the right, hips going down, chest up, out the crown of my head, down through my chin. I mean, we gotta laugh a little or else what's the point? We're here to have fun, people. Let's go for a couple more breaths. Hips are such a good place for us to just breathe. That stretching into gives a really nice release, and it's not always just physical. I find it goes a bit deeper. When we come into the hips, there's so many reasons why we feel so good after yoga. Some days one formula works better for us, and some days another one works better. So just kind of connect to, in that moment, what's going to feel better for you. Are you going to need this juicy hip stretch right now to make you feel your happiest? Or are you going to need to jump around and stomp and scream? Just kind of use all the tools that we have. And so we're so connected. Like, all right, I'm not going to sit in this crud. I'm not going to sit in my negative feelings or in my anger or in my resentment. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to acknowledge it. And I'm going to use these epic tools to help move it through. And then let's just slowly switch. Left ankle over the knee. Layer 1, pressing hand into the knee. Keeping the front of the neck soft and between the eyes soft. And then if you want to go a bit deeper, hand underneath the thigh. So again, the left knee is pulling away from the body. You can bring hand underneath that knee if you want to go a little bit further. Left knee pulling away from the body, chin is tucked. Finding that from the center of your body, you're finding length through every direction. So let's use maybe a different analogy this time. So one of the other visualizations I like to think is like, you know, when superheroes start to fill up and then you just see this light like shining out of all their limbs. So I kind of feel like that when I'm really connected to my body, and then I can start finding as much length. I really can tell such a huge difference in how I feel during my practices and how I feel after. So like we are illuminating like Care Bears or something, right? All the light coming out from the inside, and this light is nurtured by length and peace and breath and connection. And just breathing that space into your hips. Let's go for a few more big belly breaths. For 2. And for 1. And we'll slowly release. So let's grab our strap this time. So what I'll have you do, you can check this out and then maybe pause it. You can either just hook the strap around the toes and hold with your hands, but we're gonna try and go like hands-free, like cell phone devices. So I just go ahead and make a hook through my strap, so just like a belt buckle. But you can just check it out first. So we just are going for a split stretch. We put it underneath the head, so we don't want to be crunching up. I find if you have less opening, like for some of my runners, they've been okay by putting this strap underneath, but you don't want it to hurt. We want it to be nice and comfortable, so I would cue just putting it above the ears. And then we are hands-free. The weight of the head just helps. You don't ever have to straighten that left leg forward, but you can. I literally have watched like movies in this position. It's totally epic. You can just chill out. So it's okay if you don't have that little belt buckle on your strap. That will make it so where you can just completely melt and relax into the pose. Breathe from the belly, start to focus on your breath, tips of your toes, tips of the fingers, and the sounds, just observing. It should never hurt. It should never be too much to where you can't breathe. I know that we all are looking for progress, and that's incredible. As humans, if we're not progressing, right, we're dying. So that's like the beauty of being human, is we can always change and find these new dreams and goals and keep this momentum and keep working. But there's a way to do it without suffering, without being miserable, and without feeling pain. So just be sort of mindful. If you always feel like you have to kind of hurt yourself or feel really, really miserable because I want to be happy, that's just a bit of a silly formula. I'm going to be miserable now so I can be happy tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. I find we're always just sitting in the miserable. So let's do a stretch that's enjoyable. Let's do one that we can still feel a progress, but we can breathe into. We can have that connection to our breath, right? Last one. And let's nice and carefully, we don't want any accidents, unhooking around the head. And we'll just slowly switch sides. Be nice and mindful. So this time, left foot comes in the strap. Always like to start with my right leg bent, just so I can give myself like a second to open up. Don't just ever want to rip myself open. So that's exactly what happens. I've literally actually like ripped muscles just trying to jump right in. So we just take everything slow. Just exactly how as I cue the vinyasa, lifting and arm balancing, the slower we go, the more protected we are. So if you're in a stretch and it's like, oh, I can always do this one, and you go right into it and you're warm and we're a bit disconnected, that's how we overstretch things. It's possible to overstretch and feel pain, right? Anyone ever done that? So we start nice and slow. We start at a really safe beginning choice, and then we slowly, as we start to feel ourselves opening, as we feel our breath, we can say, all right, I'm ready to go a little bit further. Always want to protect ourselves, and it's not ever really about the physical. Like I find when I'm in that like self-punishment, which self-punishment means making things chaotic and miserable and negative when they don't have to be, we're literally just like self-punishing. We're choosing a suffering. That it's not the physical. I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna die if I'm not the best yogi. That's coming from like an emotional need. Like, oh, I need to be approved of. I need to feel good enough, right? So we want to really be aware what the underlying issue is for us choosing these things as tiny as a yoga pose, right? There's just kind of a surface thing. So I was just like going a bit deeper, like, why am I so always inclined to push myself to the point of I'm feeling sick or I get hurt or overdoing it? Yeah. It's okay to take a smaller layer today. It's okay to take a gentler stretch. It's okay to take a break. And vice versa. Like sometimes or some situations or some people have the opposite. I really don't want to fail, so I'm not going to put myself in that position, so I'm never going to try. I'm always going to take the most gentle pose. I'm always going to stand back and say, oh, no, 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 that's not for me. So it comes out in this yoga pose and no progress in our yoga practice, but it's really coming from this place of I'm scared to death to fail. It's quite interesting how just paying attention to our yoga practice and something as simple as a stretch can really be this clue to something so much deeper that's going on inside. So do shit that feels good. And we'll take one more breath. Got flies all up on my business today. It's what happens when it's hot in Bali. And we'll just take our time, nice and gently release. Put this strap to one side. Let's bring both knees into our chest, tuck the chin, gently rocking side to side. Just realign the spine. Chin is tucked. Head to the floor, shoulders into the mat. Giving our spine just that little bit of movement, suppleness. 2 more breaths. And 1. And we'll slowly make our way to final Shavasana. Today, let's bring feet flat, nice and wide, and let the knees rest together. And we'll give you the option for that. How about? So you're welcome to take the full final Shavasana, but we'll have the option for this one. Hands can come in a goddess pose or palms facing up. Relax between the eyes and let's just connect straight away into our version of a meditation, which is presence, feeling our body and strengthening the muscle of choosing what we focus on, what we give our attention to. 10 breaths. And the next inhale, straighten out the legs forward, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, gently circling the wrists and the ankles. Inhale, bring arms up and over the head, big breath. Exhale, knees into chest, give yourself a hug. The next breath will rock up to seated position, keeping the eyes closed, chest You know the way. Find the position that's most comfortable for you. We'll bring hands to heart center, thumbs to chest. Find the length. Focus on the things that make you feel good. Remember, we can use our body to change our emotion. That's our intention for this day. Take responsibility. Take that 1 minute. Jump around. Smile. Giggle. Feel your body. Make crazy noises. Have fun. 1 Om together. Breathe in. Thumbs to the third eye, lift chest. Smile if it feels nice. Set your intention for this day. You got this. Bow forward as we seal our practice by saying Namaste.